LPBW. Update on Matt Roloff. Caryn Chandler's Relationship.Dear loves. Welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Matt Roloff entered into a relationship with Caryn Chandler after his divorce from Amy Roloff, and they have a significant update to their relationship. Matt has been busy caring for the family farm, but has tried his best to make time for love. There's curiosity about whether the reality TV star will be walking down the aisle anytime soon. Matt has been dating Caryn since his divorce from Amy. Little people. Big World viewers learned that Caryn had also dealt with a messy divorce at one point. She married Joseph Chandler for 20 years and shares 2 children with him, a son and a daughter. There was a lot of gossip surrounding Matt and his girlfriend Caryn's relationship, with many loyal viewers theorizing the duo started seeing one another while Matt was still married. While these claims are unsubstantiated, it's possible they could be addressed on Little People. Big World Season 2 Matt and Caryn announced in April 2023 that they had gotten engaged via the network and Instagram. The photo, captioned with a simple, "She said yes," LPBW couple Matt and Caryn are engaged, features Caryn happily flashing her ring to the camera as the pair beam with radiant joy. Fans' quote reactions were mixed in the comments. Some were happy, saying, "Oh my gosh, that's exciting, I love you guys together, congratulations," but others were highly critical, commenting, "Congratulations, saw this coming. I hope a good prenup is done so she can't take the farm away from your kids that you worked so hard for." Oh wait, she already has. Matt and Caryn's engagement was controversial. Little People. Big World viewers will recall Matt once said they wouldn't even consider marriage until 2022, so a proposal in 2023 aligns with that timeline. Caryn replied to a curious follower during the COVID-19 pandemic, writing that she and Matt were not in a rush and were enjoying life. The happy couple bought a retirement home in Arizona before their engagement, away from Roloff farms, and frequently make trips to the sunnier climate. They indicated their commitment to each other long before Caryn had a ring on her finger. Caryn and Matt began dating in 2017, but she has always been instrumental in Roloff Farm. She worked behind the scenes at the pumpkin patch for 10 years as the manager, which contributed to the cheating rumors. Caryn has even been accused of being a gold digger since Matt's net worth is reportedly around $4 million. The couple returned to Oregon to reveal that Matt had decided to sell some of the farm, including the main house. The Little People, Big World star, announced that neither of his sons wanted to buy him out, leaving him no other choice but to sell. While this news was sad, it seemed it was the only option for the Roloffs. Hopefully, Little People Big World will give viewers more insight into the family dynamics currently at play and how they might affect Matt and Caryn's relationship going forward. Amy Roloff from Little People. Big World is sharing how sad she is that her ex-husband Matt Roloff and their sons, Jeremy and Zach Roloff, are still feuding. For months, the entire Roloff family has been enveloped in the feud between father and sons after Matt refused to sell the farm. Amy had hoped that the tiff would be fixed, but at this point, that would take a miracle. At the end of the last season of Little People Big World, viewers learned that Zach had tried to sit down and have a conversation with his father about purchasing Amy's old half of the farm. Along for the ride were Matt's girlfriend, Caryn Chandler, and Zach's wife, Tori Roloff, just in case their partners needed support. Zach revealed his father wanted way more than the farm was worth, with Matt arguing his son lowballed him. It was reported that Caryn stuck her nose in the family business and caused a major argument between the four. In the end, Zach and Tori left so upset they chose to move an hour down the road to Battleground, Washington. Amy spoke to her husband, Marek, during a Little People Big World episode last month, regarding her wishes for the new year and her family's fragile relationships. Amy told Chris that she still has mixed feelings about Matt's decision to hold on to the farm. Amy expressed her sadness about how her children were hurting. While Amy revealed she and Chris would lend a hand for the upcoming pumpkin season, she was well aware her children probably would not attend the festivities. Amy shared some of her children's personal feelings about the farm with the TLC cameras. Amy shared that, while Roloff Farms will always be a family farm, she could understand why Zach and Jeremy want to stay away from the farm for a while. Amy explained that Zach doesn't consider it their farm anymore. With all the changes going on in the family, Amy is hoping that time will be a great healer, but revealed at that point, The farm was completely Matt's. While Chris was keeping the hope alive, Amy made it quite clear that the family is still divided. Many Little People, Big World fans have blamed Caryn for breaking up the family, but others pointed out how stubborn Matt is known to be. Zach and Tori seem happy with their decision to walk away from Roloff Farms. The couple is now raising their 3 children away from the drama. As for Jeremy, he and his wife, Audrey Roloff, bought a farm only 8 minutes away from his childhood home. Similar to what he had growing up. Fans keeping up with Little People, Big World Season 24 know all about the Roloff Farms drama. Matt Roloff put 16 acres of Roloff Farms up for sale, much to the dismay of the rest of the Roloff family. During the season, he told a friend that he never expected to own Roloff Farms forever. Here's what he said. Matt Roloff mentioned putting Roloff Farms up for sale during Little People, Big World Season 23. Now, in Season 24, Matt took the plunge. After failing to sell Amy Roloff's side of the property to either Zach or Jeremy Roloff, Matt announced that he put 16 acres of the farm property up for sale to the general public. In Season 24, he alluded that the realtor didn't think it would be a simple sell. "I get daily updates and lots of interest," Matt said. "From what I heard from the realtor, it's better than she expected considering the price point that we're at." More recently, Matt had a change of heart. He posted to Instagram in October 2022 that his new plan is to make Roloff Farms a rental unit for those hoping to stay there temporarily. Several interested parties talked about many different business ventures, such as purchasing the small farm with the big house to use it as a short-term rental, think Airbnb. He wrote, "I have decided to pull the small farm off the open market and partner with itrip_vacations and open the Roloff Farms to everyone and anyone who wants to spend a few nights in the Roloff family home. While Little People, Big World fans don't want to see Roloff Farms leave the Roloff family, Matt Roloff never intended to keep the farm property forever." While speaking to a friend during bowling, Matt admitted that he always wanted to own the farm temporarily. "When I bought the farm, I said to myself, hey, this is just temporary," Matt said. "To me, it's just, okay, so it took 30 years, but I'm not feeling quite as sad. I think I'm feeling more a sense of relief." While talking to the cameras, Matt noted he considered letting go of Roloff Farms years before he actually put the property on the market. "I think Amy did too," he added. Matt then noted that he hopes his kids can look back on the farm and think about the good memories, instead of focusing on the drama. Matt Roloff mentioned in Little People Big World Season 24 that Amy Roloff likely also wanted to sell Roloff Farms. But after Matt mentioned that he was putting the property up for sale, Amy said she had regrets about selling her ex-husband her side of the farm. "If I had known that Matt eventually would sell that north side of the farmhouse, to someone from outside our family, I probably would have hung on to it a little bit longer, or bought him out and then seen if one of the kids eventually wanted it," Amy said on the show, according to the Ashley's Reality Roundup. Lots of twists and turns took place in the latest Little People Big World episode. The previous season of LPBW ended when Matt Roloff didn't sell a part of Roloff Farms to any of his kids. Rather, he had put it on the market for sale, including the big house, where the entire Roloff family used to live since the beginning. This was a sad moment for the fan base, as Matt was bidding goodbye to lots of history and memories. But TV season Spoilers has recently discovered that the family property is no longer listed. Keep reading to know more details about this. Matt Roloff has gone through many ups and downs in Little People Big World. But he went through a major low blow in the latest LPBW season. That's because both of their sons had started to distance themselves from him. It happened when both of them placed offers on buying a portion of Roloff Farms. Alas, their deal wasn't good enough for their father, and he put the house and 16 acres of land on sale instead for $4 million. First, fans found this wrong. That's because he bought the farm's north side from his ex-wife Amy Roloff for a little more than $900K. He still hasn't paid her off entirely. Therefore, LPBW fans thought it was hypocritical of Matt to have put the property on sale for $4 million when he bought it off at a much less price. The celebrity had been teasing a big announcement soon. Chances are that he will officially disclose that he is no longer selling his family house anymore. But only time will tell if this act would better the relationship he shared with Zach and Jeremy or not. Matt Roloff has had a lot of ideas up his sleeve. Viewers got the instance of the same in the latest Little People Big World trailer. He was speaking to his girlfriend, Caryn, about a big plan B. Viewers were curious about what it could be. That's when an LPBW Redditor provided clarification about the same. They talked of going to the pumpkin patch celebration. That's when they found out that Matt has plans to turn the big house into an Airbnb. This way, the house shall remain in the family, and the patriarch will profit from it. In fact, the person also provided a website where fans can register themselves to rent the famous house. The viewers were glad that Matt Roloff was finally able to find a loophole to keep the property still in the family instead of selling it to some stranger. Yet, they are curious to know if this major move would help him make amends with his twins and finally pass on the olive branch. One will have to wait for the celebrity to announce it for himself to find out. On Monday, Little People, Big World fans received sad news from Matt Roloff that his father had passed away. This season has been extremely hard for the Roloffs as they navigate their feuds. Usually, Matt's parents make an appearance, but they were noticeably absent this season. The Roloff family has been a favorite among TLC viewers for their wholesome values and fun family dynamic. The TLC show has been on the air for over 23 seasons, and fans have not yet tired of their family struggles or farm shenanigans. Matt and Amy Roloff are now divorced, after viewers watched for seasons as their relationship became strained. All 4 of the couple's children have married and moved on from the farm. Even though arguments have taken over, one staple always stood the test of time. The Roloff grandparents. Matt took to his Instagram to share the devastating news that his father, Ronald James Roloff, has passed away. Ronald died at the age of 84, but, according to his son, lived a very full life. The 10 Roloff children referred to him as Papa, and he went peacefully in his sleep. Ronald left behind a wife who he had been married to for 63 years. Matt shared with Little People, Big World fans, that he was by his father's side along with his mother and some of the grandchildren. Little People, Big World viewers will recall that in July of 2021, Matt shared that his father was battling with chronic lymphocytic leukemia, noting Ronald needed to undergo some chemo treatment. At the same time, Ronald was struggling with blood cancer, and Matt's mother also suffered injuries from a fall. Ronald went on to receive weekly chemo treatments, and his numbers improved. However, after Ronald's death, Matt did not divulge whether or not Ronald passed away as a result of his cancer battle. The Roloff family has been dealt some hard blows as of late. Little People, Big World fans watched the season finale as Amy accused her ex-husband of going mad after pricing their 2 boys out of the farm. The extreme property markup has caused issues between Matt, Zach, and Jeremy, who all wanted a piece of the pie. Now, with negotiations on hold, Matt has to help plan his father's funeral. As fans know, Ronald was extremely proud of his son and always enjoyed visiting the family farm. Without a doubt, his legacy will continue on. Thanks to Matt's memories and perseverance, Matt and Amy Roloff never seemed to have an easy marriage on Little People Big World, and it's time to discuss why they decided to divorce. Between their 2 very different personalities and life goals, Matt and Amy eventually called it quits on their 2-decade union. Aside from growing apart, there always seemed to be more to the story of their split. While there's uncertainty surrounding Little People Big World Season 25, there are answers regarding Amy and Matt's divorce. The Roloff family became famous thanks to their wholesome values, fun activities, and over-the-top farm. The show has been on the air for 24 seasons, and there is still interest in their family struggles and farm shenanigans, making it one of the best reality TV shows. All 4 of the couple's children have gone on to get married and start their own lives, with the older twins, Jeremy and Zach, having multiple children. It was sad when the Little People Big World duo Matt and Amy broke up. The demise of Matt and Amy Roloff's marriage wasn't easy, but they tried their best to navigate their divorce, even if their path wasn't always so smooth. It always seemed like major issues were going on behind closed doors regarding the dissolution of Amy and Matt's marriage. In her memoir, A Little Me, Caryn was a long-time employee who worked as the manager of the pumpkin patch. Amy's book solidified her gut feeling that Matt has cheated. Amy wrote, "I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. Matt has always denied the fact that he had an affair with Caryn, stating that the two began a relationship after the divorce. Amy has been more open regarding the multiple scandals within their relationship. After Matt and Amy's divorce was finalized, she often took to Facebook Live to share her insights about their issues, noting that she knew they had problems. It was evident that the couple was unhappy for a while, as Matt would often leave during family vacations because he became annoyed with his wife. The patriarch would even try to shut down Amy's Roloff Farms ideas. One example was when Matt mocked Amy's pumpkin salsa idea, but then tried to take credit for it when it became a bestseller. Since Matt and Amy's divorce in 2016, the two Little People Big World stars have tried their best to remain amicable for their children's sake. Amy sold half the farm back to Matt and married Marek. Matt and Caryn got engaged and now spend their winters together in Arizona. The series may show Matt and Amy in a good place, but they took years to get there. Amy Roloff has been a staple figure on Little People Big World, but TLC viewers are unimpressed with how Amy handles her relationships with ex-husband Matt Roloff and their 4 children. After 22 complete seasons and 16 years on television, the Roloff kids, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, are all grown up with partners and kids of their own. In addition, Amy, who was once the co-owner of the Roloff farm in Oregon, is no longer legally entitled to the successful pumpkin patch. After almost 30 years of marriage, Amy and Matt divorced in 2016, and as a part of the divorce settlement, Matt bought Amy's out of the farm. While Amy's separation from Matt changed Little People Big World for good, the two exes soon found love with other partners. Matt and Caryn Chandler, who met over a decade ago when Caryn began working on the farm, have been together since early 2017. Amy, on the other hand, married Marek in August 2021 after a 2-year engagement. Although Little People Big World would be incomplete without Amy starring as the Roloff matriarch, that doesn't mean the 57-year-old is the viewer's cup of tea. In fact, fans aren't fond of Amy. Below are some of the biggest reasons why TLC fans don't consider Amy to be their favorite Roloff family member. Although Amy and Matt filed for divorce in 2015, the former couple expressed their desire to split publicly as early as 2014. While some believe that Matt and Caryn were hanging out behind Amy and the kids' backs, that doesn't mean that Amy is without fault. Many believe that before marrying Chris, Amy did not only give herself enough time to grow as a single woman, and that she still hung up on her divorce. I just keep getting the vibe that Amy is only marrying Chris because she wants to be married. Stipend wrote just before Amy tied the knot again. U/AgnesD07 was one Redditor that agreed with the comment, adding, "I wish Amy learned how to deal with her apparent resentment towards Matt and Caryn before attaching herself to another person." While Zach inherited Amy's form of dwarfism achondroplasia, his twin Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob do not have the condition and are of average height. While Zach is the only Roloff child still featured on Little People Big World, fans have routinely accused Amy of favoriting Zach and Jeremy over Molly and Jacob since the early seasons. Looking back at the Roloff's first years on TLC, U/ConfusedJob22 remarked that Amy, who has inspired fan, was 100% invested in the twins, 25% invested in Molly, and about 5% invested in Jacob. Phantom of the Farm agreed in another thread, commenting, "Jacob and Molly were undeniably neglected and ignored throughout their formative years. There is a reason the show focuses on the twins, and it's because Amy also focuses on the twins. From Amy's messy house to her passive-aggressive quips, Little People Big World fans are ultimately turned off by Amy's personality. Although viewers recognize that Matt has his own set of problematic behaviors, TLC fans fault Amy for coddling Zach and Jeremy while being quick to anger when things weren't done her way. U/ConfusedJob22 commented, "Amy's very strict and stern on camera, but the kids are mostly out of control and do whatever they want regardless." While U/Poochie47 summarized, "Enabling kids and allowing them to grow up to not have any sense of responsibility means bad parenting." Despite the fans' negative reactions to Amy, Matt's ex-wife isn't planning on going anywhere, especially while the Roloffs continue to bicker over the farm's future during season 2-3. Amy Roloff, for 27 years, but they divorced in 2016 and were about to explain why their zodiac signs made them incompatible as a couple. While the couple had many great times, some of which were featured on their popular TLC reality show, they also had their fair share of conflicts,